Libras, hello. This is Sky here to waggle his finger at you for having all of these difficult energies in your reading once again. What have you learned? You know better than this, Libras. I'm just kidding. These energies are insane, Libra. We have come into Jupiter retrograde. That's in the top right-hand corner of this video. If you would like a bit of precision and preceding insights into why you might be feeling so crazy right now, there should be a Saturn and Pluto retrograde video coming soon as well. If I can manage to become healthy enough myself. I get it. I'm kind of where you guys are at right now too, despite like not having much Libra in my chart. What do I have that's related to Libra? Not really much, but I've known many of them, and I love Libras, and Libras tend to like me too. So there must be something there because I feel very similar. I've pretty much been exactly where you guys are here right now too. Everything, Libra, that you are feeling worried about or constricted about or having to heal from comes from the relationship with you and what you are looking at of the past. This is a very past activated time for you, which is strange. You're not real. I mean, you have like obviously Saturn retrograde in Capricorn and Pluto. So if that's like square you, then Mars was there in April too. And it's still kind of getting out of that too right now. Mercury having gone retrograde in Aries. I mean, no wonder you're feeling so crazy right now. You're in recovery mode. This is a recovery mode month, no doubt, for you. And try to not have to be too far too fast. Not a good time for escapist fantasies this month. If you can just like sort of hold down the fort and get like wrap yourself up tightly with a blanket, take some vitamins. I feel that the health is struggling a little bit. So too much coffee, too much booze, too much something, Libras. It's time to healthy yourself up and, go on the green smoothies, take the vitamins, do something because something is out of alignment. The back needs a little bit chiropracted or the neck needs like popped into place. The nerves feel to be on high alert. I sense like a fire alarm. Like the energy that I saw for you is like a fire alarm or like a tornado siren or something. Sirens going off. Not to say that you guys are going to be like arrested or need to be in an ambulance or something, but your body is giving you some kind of warning sign. It's not happy with something. Not for all Libras. I feel the majority of Libras this is true, but it may be more severe in some than others, especially for you Libras with Aries or Capricorn placements. This is the type of warning sign that you have to pay attention to because I feel that something's very stressed out. So how's your posture? How's your breathing? It's coming from something very subtle. It's not really an acute thing. So I do feel the energy of accidents this month. Yes, I'm not going to say otherwise because I feel like you guys feel it too and you know that it's there. This isn't the type of accident that just like comes out of nowhere. This isn't like the really unexpected. You'll know it and you can totally prevent it by doing what, Libras? By controlling yourself, self-control, self-monitoring. I also hear like self-monetization. So I'm sensing black markets, prostitution, things like that. Watch out for those types of people or connections or patterns because you are compelled. There's like something compelled in Libra by darkness right now. And that lack of like self-actualization can sometimes precede an accident energetically. So as long as you can get into yourself, and I feel like moral cleansing, Libra is a very detached energy. Libra can be a very sociopathic energy sometimes as well. You're the only inanimate energy in the zodiac. This isn't going to resonate for anyone. If you've got like strong Scorpio or any strong water placement, it offsets this. But a Libra, for example, with like lots of air and fire, can tend to be less empathetic. Now, I feel that most of my like subscriber Libras who are watching this, like obviously you guys are very spiritually interested. It may not resonate, it may not be right, but try to think back to that period in your life where it may have been right, or the period of your life where you attracted in somebody who was this. I do sense that sociopathic people can be attracted in right now. Not a great month to really attract a lot of people in. We're going into Taurus and Gemini time during this month. So it's, again, those are two very detached, very young signs. So I sense that you'll be attracted in like very detached young energies. So Taurus and Gemini people who can trap you up very much because Libra is becoming less and less detached. It's funny. More and more concerned and more worldly. Libra feels very worldly to me right now. So I think that very desensitized, detached people are not good for you. You'll know it when you see it. I feel like Scorpios are good for you. I feel like Capricorns are wonderful. You learn something very incredible from Capricorns. Also, Sagittarius can be okay. I would watch out for all the other fire and air signs, though. Pisces feels interesting. I don't know why I'm listing to you guys a list of zodiac signs that do and may not work, but it's felt like you needed to hear it. Basically, Libra, the key for this month, and I could just end the reading on this point, you have to find strength based on what you've like lurched out of control with. So, for example, you have a drinking problem, for example, and you find strength in not buying, 10 bottles of it, you know, um, you've saved money, you've saved a hangover, you find strength in that. And that's very abstract, apply that to whatever it is. It could be something very much more subtle or much more direct even than that. And that basically sums it up really for this month, actually. I mean, of course, I'm going to go through the week to week to give more insights, but there is a beautiful saving grace, a beautiful, beautiful saving grace in this energy. And like almost like a presidential type of energy or diplomatic type of energy that comes out through seeing this. I'm sensing like work with refugees or work with people who have really struggled. So like volunteering could be quite nice if you're in a space that's not right for everybody. Charitable actions are very nice for Libra. And something that's not even necessarily money based, because money is quite a jar of worms, Pandora's box type of energy right now. So this isn't necessarily like writing a check to a charity or donating to a soup kitchen, but like, volunteering on the streets or helping people can be very rewarding for you right now because you're feeling very victimized. So working with other victimized people will help lift it, I feel, from you and see like how good you do have it. Only if you are healthy. No volunteering if you're not healthy. So, for example, like you have a bad deficiency, bad anemia, some kind of fatigue syndrome. No volunteering at that point in time. We can only volunteer or help others if we're like functioning highly. But if you are, it's a wonderful time, I feel. So let's talk about your first week of May, Libra. Four of Cups reversed, rooted down by Seven of Pentacles. This is a good week. I mean, the rest of the month shows you a lot of secrets or a lot of hidden matters. This week, spend it by yourself if you can. Not crying by yourself, not resenting yourself, but just existing. Exist in this week, even if you've gone through the traumatic breakup or you've gone through the difficult experience. Try to not really cry about it or try to not really beat yourself up. Just exist with it. Even if you've done something difficult or if you've like really like feel that you've been a villain of some sort, you have to sit with it in a detached way, which I know kind of contradicts what I was saying earlier. But I feel that Libra needs to see how attached they've come by, consciously detaching a little bit. You might feel like, oh, I should be crying, or oh, I should feel bad. And like, whoa, I've had this new empathetic version of myself suddenly come to the light. Week number 1 is fine. Don't worry about it. You're good. Week number 2, 5 of Swords reversed, rooted down by Strength reversed. So, feeling betrayed, feeling like somebody's taking advantage of you and enjoying, like somebody else enjoying your being in pain or enjoying your wings being clipped. I do sense wings being clipped or people having celebrated doing that to you. Winging things as well. Wings are very emphasized. Again, I'm feeling siren energy there too. Find the strength to treat yourself good and try to not give somebody else the power to, be happy about having some type of victory over you. Reclaim your victory is good in the second week. Week number 3, 4 of Swords, rooted down by the Chariot reversed. So, taking things more slowly. So it's a very quick energy that comes in the second week, and you have to start to slow down a little bit in the third week. Don't try to get too much done. The Chariot reverse, it's been coming up for a lot of people this month. I feel like a lot of people have been wanting to be finished with something, launch something, be done, get to the other side, get from point A to point B. But there is some kind of obstacle. There's a slowness. There's a slowness that has to be embraced that really benefits you in the future, and rest that has to be taken in this week, I feel, to prepare you for what comes in the fourth week, where you have that 3 of Cups reversed, rooted down by 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords and 8 of Swords, always not the easiest thing to deal with, but very rewarding, very illuminating. The sun will rise through that dark experience. It is kind of a dark night of the soul type of energy, but you, through like not forcing yourself, through not like pushing yourself way too hard, trying to overcome the Chariot reversed and force it anyway, you will do yourself a lot of favors. Whenever you feel like you have to force something, so with work, with relationships, whatever it is, it always compensates. There's always a compensation for that in the future. You may have to take time off due to health, or you may have to, endure a burnout or something. So rather than, going full force on not as much energy as you might have, pace yourself. Good to pace yourself in this month. Good to find your endurance. Good to move slowly and strategic movement. You're a strategy sign, Libra. You are the strategy sign of the zodiac. You're weighing everything out. Don't deny yourself that. Don't deny yourself that time of measurement before you're necessarily leaping. I do feel that platonic relationships or people who've been around for a long time are kind of falling out of favor. Don't force it. Don't force the relationship to work just because it has once before. You are kind of starting anew, and I feel that the people who support you through that time are very nice and very good to take along, but weigh it out, measure who is around you and for what reason they're there, and why they've been acting differently. Don't blind yourself to it. Again, Eight of Swords is your central theme. You can blindfold yourself a little bit, or you can box yourself into something which is not actually right. So whatever you're feeling trapped by, whatever you're feeling imprisoned by, it's much more evadable or much more escapable than you think. But there's no room for escapist fantasies at the same time. It's about finding that integration. So it's about realistic departures, not escapist fantasies. That's the key for Libra in May, is to differentiate between realistic departures and escapist fantasies through whatever aspects of your life you're wanting to get away from, because that does feel a bit inevitable for you to be leaving and transitioning out. I won't be surprised if like Six of Swords comes up next month or something. But I'm wishing you guys a lot of love and luck. This is a defining time for you, yes, and you've been here before too. It can be much easier and much more empowering than it may come off. So stick to it, Libras. Check out your sun, moon, rising sign to see perhaps some more uplifting messages. And I'm wishing you smooth sailing. If you guys would like to book a private reading with me to understand how to work with this, you can check the description box below. You can click the center of your screen to see my Patreon page to get these readings like early and ad-free. And I am also putting a playlist for your 2018 year ahead. Subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you guys in the future. Much love. Bye.